Dear friends, today I want to talk about success. Success, despite the fact that the condition is available or the circumstances around you does not actually allow you to succeed. Now, that's my focus for today. I am not going to talk about how to succeed per se, but I'm going to talk about how to succeed amidst challenges. Because sometimes we have barriers and limitations that deny us a chance to succeed or to move forward. And we always have that as a defense, that look, I can't move on because I have this, because of this law, because of such a system, and because of this person, and so on and so. Well, that is a fair justification. You have a reason why you cannot really advance. But that does not mean that the story should end there. It does not mean that that's it. And so if there is this law in place that deny you a chance or a right, that's it. And so you just have to sit down and relax. That's why I'm talking about how do you succeed despite the fact that the conditions around you does not support your success. So you always have to succeed anyway, whether there is a bad law or a system, can be a policy that does not allow you to go to school, can be any kind of anything that really puts a barrier against you, against your success, against your advancement to another level. My point is, you should always find a way to play defiantly. You should always find a way to discover any loophole in a law, in a policy that is enacted to limit you. Well, here I'm not saying that you should always be so selfish to only think about how you succeed as you, an individual. No, because if it is a bad law, it should be repealed. It should be removed, either from the Constitution or wherever it is written. If it is a bad policy, it should be recalled by the state or by those people who are responsible for bringing it and for implementing it. Any system that is really not giving people a chance to advance should be removed, because it is uncalled for to have a system that really limits people to achieve their goals as a public. But sometimes systems are not easy to be changed just like that, or in a day, or even in a year. You've seen governments rolling for 3 decades, for 4 decades, despite the fact that people are not willing to be rolled by such governments. But still, governments manage to go on for decades, 2 decades, 3 decades. So, but the thing is, even if you're complaining about the system, that's all. Are you just gonna sit down and say, you know what, I don't like this government, I hate this law, this policy does not favor me, and then you sit down and just die or just starve or just cry? No. Then the definition of a failure is going to kick in, because you're going to become a failure. because you failed to excel. That's it. So then you have to invoke selfishness. What do I mean here? What I mean here is that you have to say that even if this law is in place and it's a bad law, this policy, this system, I have to go on. So find a way. How do you go around the system and still get what you want as an individual? As an individual, not as a public, general public, or as a group. Because if the law is to benefit everybody, it must be removed. But remember, I told you that some laws, systems, policies, rules, norms are not easy to be changed in a day. And I gave you an example of how governments managed to rule for decades, despite the fact that people are complaining, people don't like them, people hate them, but they rule. So do you think those people who are not favored by those governments should die, or should just keep down, stop working or whatever? No. You still have to move on, such that you still get your goals, or at least half of your goals, in a bad system or through a bad system. So it's all about not giving up, and also to complain, but not too much, to understand, to do a self-assessment and say, this is what's happening now. I have to work through the system. I have to go through it. That does not mean that that system favors you. It does not mean that that system is a good one. It does not mean that people who enacted that law, that policy, that they want to see you succeeding. No. But it simply means that you are defiant and you are ready to work and to succeed amidst challenges. That's the magic. The decision you take to succeed and to have justifications for not succeeding, but not to put them on the forefront, on top of your head. That, I cannot do this because they hate me, because they don't like me, because nobody loves me, because the law, the whatever, the system's bad, whatever. No. Because that won't help. Because failure is described as not doing or achieving your expectations. So, if you expected to get somewhere and you don't go there, then you failed. Now, you may still bring all the justifications for not really meeting your goals, for not being there on time, but the bottom line is you have failed. And I don't want you, or you should not be among that group of failures. People who fail to accomplish things on time, people who fail to actually go there on time, people who fail to go through. You should always be among those that really say, I made it. That does not mean that you made it because the system favored you, supported you, or that everybody was happy about what you were doing. No. There was challenges, there was resistance, there were barriers, but you managed to work around those barriers and you got there. Thank you.